Thank you, Dr. Wineland, for joining me to talk about pets and keeping them safe in this when when it's hot. Can you start by talking a little bit about what are the temperatures that where people can start to worry about keeping their pets safe?
Right. So it's a great question this time of year. And that temperature is going to be highly variable, just like it is for people. We all have different levels of tolerance, and that tolerance can be um, related to the breed of animal as well as any underlying conditions that the animal might have. So if it's hot for you, as a general rule, it's going to be hot for your animal as well.
That's good to know. And are there any specific breeds that might be more susceptible to the heat than others?
So we typically think of those shorter nose breeds as being the kind of breed that would have more difficulty. There's just not as much room for them to warm or cool the air through their nasal passages because they're shorter. So those boxers, that type of dog breed is going to be like your classic one to be worried about. But really, if people have questions about that, that's the kind of thing to talk to your veterinarian about and get a good sense of any concerns, underlying conditions, as well as the breed that might be a factor for them.
And then what are the early warning signs of overheating in an animal?
So an animal, dogs especially, they cool themselves by turning their paws up as well as by panting. So increased panting is going to be something that people are going to notice right away. And a dog that cannot stop panting, you try to get their attention, you pet, you talk to them, you pet them. They don't seem to be able to stop panting. They reach their neck out. They seem uncomfortable. They're trying to move air both to get oxygen as well as to cool themselves, and it's just becoming too much, and you can tell.
Absolutely. And what advice do you have for pet owners who might still want to exercise their dogs, but it's, kind of hot out?
Right. Same advice I would have for a person, right? So those, pick the coolest time of the day that you can to take your animal, pick shady trails if you're going to go walk them, and make sure the surfaces that you're walking them on are cooler. So grass is going to be better than asphalt, just in terms of the temperature that they're going to feel on their feet.
And then what are the most effective ways to cool or keep your pets cool when you're in your home, but what if you don't have AC? Are there any effective ways to cool your pets that way?
So your pet is going to look for that coolest place. They're going to look for a tile part of the floor. Make sure they have plenty of fresh, cool water to drink. That's going to help them as well. That's going to also, of course, mean they may need to get out quickly to take a bathroom break. So really paying attention to their needs. What's cool for you is going to be cool for them too. So the basement area of a home is obviously going to be better when we're in an extreme heat situation.
And what signs should owners start to expect or see or try to start seeing for when pets are overheating? And when should they start to seek emergency veterinarian care?
So, like mentioned earlier, if they are panting to the point where they cannot stop, if their membranes, so the mucous membranes in their mouth start to look pale, that's a sign. If there's excessive drooling, definitely a sign, and people should be calling their veterinary offices in that case and getting advice for their particular animal, what best to do.
Awesome. And thank you for emphasizing that. I really appreciate it. And what myths about heat safety do you think do you see any that are prevalent maybe in your field?
Myths, is that what you said?
Yeah, myths as in, maybe if there's like a misconception about keeping pets safe in the heat. Are there anything that comes to mind?
Probably a huge misconception is that it is ever safe to leave a pet in a car. Cars can heat up very fast, and I think we maybe don't think about that as people because we're not sitting in cars that aren't running with the, air conditioner off to realize how quickly they can become intolerable for your pet.
And is there anything else that you might want to emphasize that maybe I didn't cover?
Well, I think if you have outdoor pets, we didn't really talk about that. So making sure an outdoor pet has access to shade as well as that cool, fresh water to drink is going to be really, really important for them. So I think that would be the biggest other thing to emphasize.
Thank you so much, Nora, Dr. Wineland. I really appreciate it.